who disrupted her whole life just to move to Portugal. And now I have a few things to report. We spent our first summer in Portugal. We've been to Portugal between the 15th of July and until the 6th of September, so approximately 2 months. We have chosen to spend the summer in Portugal because it was the first time when we could travel after what happened this year in the world. So we wouldn't be in Portugal in a normal year, but this year it was the first time when we could travel, and we said, let's take this opportunity to see how it is to live in our resort in the summer. Let's have a beautiful, idyllic summer by the ocean. Well, it wasn't so idyllic. There are so many articles, there are so many videos about how beautiful is summer in Portugal, and how Portugal, and especially Algarve, is the hottest destination in Europe for the summer. Well, we've been there and we've encountered some little minor things that could make your life not so idyllic. First and foremost, it was crazy, insane hot. That hot that you could not stay outside of the apartment between 11 in the morning and 6, 7 in the evening. I mean, there are a lot of people who were on the beaches, but we are not really the type of beach persons, so we like more to explore and visit and sightseeing, and we couldn't do that. It was so crazy hot, even with the air conditioning on in the house as well as the car. So we didn't do much sightseeing. If you are wondering why I film so little and why don't we have more videos about Portugal and Algarve on this channel from this summer, is because it was so crazy hot. I couldn't stand on my feet and I couldn't bring myself to film. I was always very tired. I was always with a splitting headache, even if I protected myself very well with sunglasses and hat and long sleeves. I was never wearing like that. I was wearing long sleeves so I could protect myself from the sun. And it was futile. It was all for nothing. I was always sick. I was always with a splitting headache, and I couldn't stand on my feet. I felt the need to sit down, and even in the shade, it was really impossible to be outside. Like I said, the only time to be outside, it was in the morning, and we are not morning people. So it was quite a struggle to get up in the 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. bracket and go for a walk just to get out of the house, because if we didn't do that, we were really confined to our home. In a way, I felt confined in my home because I was used to go outside and explore the beautiful coast of Algarve, and I couldn't do that. This was the main problem. Like, we spent 2 months in the Algarve and we seen so little comparing to the other periods in year when we went and visited Algarve. So this is practically the main reason we decided we are not going to return in Algarve in the summer. We are going to leave summer for tourists who see Algarve more of a tourist destination where they can lie in the sun or by the pool all day. But for us, Algarve doesn't mean that, and this is not what we are doing with our time. So in the summer, it is practically impossible for us to do the things that we want to do in Algarve. The second reason we decided Algarve is not such a good idea in the summer are the prices. Even with all the situation in the world, the prices are double in the summer versus in any other period, especially in July and August. When I say the prices, I mean the prices of the food, of the accommodation, and of course of the rental of the car. If you want to know the fabulous price we paid for rental of the car in these 2 months, check this video I linked here. So everything is more expensive and you get a lot less for your money. Not that everything is double the price, but the quality is not so good either. Everything is made for tourists in this period and the quality is very low. So you pay a lot of money for little quality. So our budget was disrupted. We pay a lot more for a lot less quality, and for sure our budget, our semi-retired budget, couldn't withstand that every year. So for this reason, we are not going to spend another summer in Algarve very soon. The third reason are the tourists. I know, we moved in the touristy place. What did we expect? Well, we did expect, like with the situation in the world, to be a lot less tourists. But the beaches were packed, the roads were full, the malls were crowded. So in a sense, nothing has changed in Algarve. Algarve had this summer a lot of tourists, and not just in a certain period of day. We went for a walk in the evening, we went for a walk in the afternoon, we went for a walk in the morning, and all day there were so many tourists. Like in the little town we went, I remember I went one day to Olhão and we couldn't find a parking space. So we drove from our resort to Olhão and we couldn't find a parking space, not even outside of the city, not really in the center. So we had to go back. We literally couldn't park in Olhão. So for these reasons, because there is practically an impossibility to visit any town because there are a pack of tourists, and not to say that it's very hard to film and it's very hard to find a place at the terrace, just to find a place to sit down. It's becoming very complicated in the summer. There is one aspect we were lucky in, and this is the fact that in the resort we have really nice neighbors, and even the people who rented from those neighbors, from the owners, were okay. So we didn't suffer much about the tourists in our resort. So we could sleep, there was not a lot of noise. From this aspect, everything was fine. And the fourth reason, and this is really a personal reason, it would not apply to you if you don't own a house in Algarve and if you don't want to rent that house, is that in the summer you can make the most profit from your rentals. So it's not a good idea for us to be in Algarve in the high season, because we said from the beginning that we are going to treat this house like a business. Something that we didn't do this summer. We decided to take this summer for us, just to see what all the fuss is about being in summer in Algarve, and we decided it's not for us. All those reasons that you are hearing in this video are somehow personal. So we saw a lot of people who are just frying in the sun without CPF or any protection at all, but we are not that kind of people, and for us sun is a problem. Maybe you are the type of person who is not bothered by a lot of tourists, but we are. And maybe you don't rent your house in Algarve, so for you summer in Algarve might be perfect. But for us, not so much. And I wanted to take this opportunity to let you know that summer in Algarve is not for everybody. A lot of people present the good and the extraordinary about the Algarve, but there is a dark side to Algarve as well, and it's good to have all the facts before deciding to take a trip in a place. And do you know how everybody says that you can come to Algarve anytime because anytime is a great moment? Well, in my opinion, the things are not really like that. For me, the best of the best times to be in Algarve is October, because it's not hot, it's not very windy. It's perfect. For me, October is the perfect time to be here, but I also like to be here in December. So maybe if you are not very keen on the sun and hot days, October, November, it will be a great period for you also. Please leave me in the comments what you think about my opinion about summer in Algarve, and let's keep this conversation open. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!